Anyways, I gotta do jog walks today and take a walk. So apparently it's done something with the cut and paste. Okay. That's why it put the Twitter back on this laptop. It's similar to when it slowed down the keystrokes on Tumblr. So it's a profound morbid insanity. I'm just waiting for God to kill it. As I stated, none of that's changed. So, um, yeah, I mean, when you see how insane these things are, you understand why God is killing them. And you don't have really sympathy and compassion for them at all. So, yeah, people that would leave me in this box like this with it, like they're contributing to it. That's why that entire city's got to be put down, for starters. Okay, like they even admitted it when I went out there. Um, they both said something about 2017, which has nothing to do with warrants. So every day they're going to make up another excuse for this because they're psychopathically deranged animals that God is killing. So, yeah, you just go, okay, so now she stays in an internet prison in a room in a house with those two people. And then you watch it like a show and you text her, and it's just basically anytime she seems relaxed or happy, you are you doing psychotherapy? Are you hitting triggers? It's the worst of all mental disorders. Yeah, it's just psychopathy unbound, and they're depersonalized, and their brains are dying, and they're trapped, and they can't kill me, and they can't cause a war, and they can't attack other people. And it's just a frenzy animal. Like it's not even really like unhappiness and stuff anymore, but just a frenzied animal behaviors. So just waiting for all of them to die. Excuse me. So, anyways, clearly I like certain things that I do, and it just keeps trying to interfere with everything I'm doing. Um, I've explained many times to it as a collective that I can't kill you through a computer, and that's all you're doing because you have complete dementia. And that's all you're doing. You're trying to get me to kill you so that you can assimilate into me and become me because you're a primate and that's what you do. So clearly, you're the higher up, neutered people that run a planet. Okay, so that you just won't stop doing it until God finally lets you die. So you're clearly killing off your entire species while you're doing that for your entertainment. So that works out for me and an Arton. So yeah, the rest of the planet I think is going to be a lot happier after you people are done doing that and God kills you. With all due respect. Um, you don't like anything but unhappiness and just a weird Biffville insanity. I don't think most people are really hip and happening for this keeping the Virgin Mother in a box and constantly trying to abuse me shit like a crucifixion show, like you did to that Aaron Carter person. Yeah, just constantly want people screaming in the street and stuff. It's like grotesque. So that's all you're doing. So I'm glad to have the Twitter account back, but right, it's like you can have the Twitter account back, but you've got to just constantly type and not cut and paste things. That's what I do. I cut and paste things, and you're required to look at them until you die. But just a level of derangement, like I know it's just a level of insanity. So not anybody's gonna forget I exist. You already told the whole planet. Having my soda. Plus the bit about what I look like and that this has been going on since I was 39 years old. So it's really just gruesomely disgusting for you. Like I explained yesterday, yeah, like once you start screaming, you never stop screaming. So back to ignoring, right? Back to ignoring. So, anyways, Nope, it is that. The cut and paste was working fine. Okay. And then they blocked everything off. And then I'm on this thing. Okay. Which I can't plug headphones into. I explain the whole thing because they disabled that function from working. And so then they shut that one off and put this one back on, but they did another fucked up thing. It's not something with the thing. Trust me. It is not something with the thing. I know about something with the thing, right? And I already tested that, right? And nothing was going on with the laptop that would actually cause that. It will function, but they keep trying to stop it from functioning. That's what I'm telling you. Okay. I ask someone who specializes in computers, please. So, anyways, yeah, just it's almost like the bottle return. Keep trying to tell us that there's nothing weird that goes on at the bottle return, where it's like timed every so bottles to tell you it can't accept this container. Okay, no, it's obviously them doing that. I don't care how paranoid it sounds. Yeah, just the level of mental insanity is like apparent. Obviously, it is definitely apparent. Just okay, so then you text her and say, Al says the kids are alive. Right. It got to the point, like I told you, of typing to me that Angela leaves comments on my videos sometimes. It's grossly insane. Clearly, I don't know these people. I know you just go, what the fuck? Oh, yeah. Grossly insane. Maybe they think they know me or they knew me in a previous. Gross insanity. So, like I said, God has to kill it, apparently, because it's not going to care how many people here die because of what it's doing. In my opinion, it's done it all on purpose. And then it keeps trying to have some kind of relationship with me, but it's completely disgusting. Right. So if people went, why don't you try to engage with it? I'm sure most of us already did that. And I don't actually do that. I don't engage with criminals that are holding me hostage. I actually don't. Right. So, and it's disgusting, like I told you. I'm just waiting for God to kill it as a collective. There's no way only one person on earth is doing that. It's part of like some sickening thing they do to people. Right. I mean, really, the jig is up. You're not one person. The jig is up for sure. But that's probably something that they've done to people over the course of their lifetime, where they've made that person believe that nobody responds to anything, and then they pretend they're people on the internet and they do that cyberbullying shit, and they try to get children to commit suicide. They try to get children to travel to places alone, probably. Oh yeah. With the technology nowadays, they could set up a fucking PayPal account or whatever it is for a child, deposit money into it, buy them a ticket, and tell them to go to a place. Oh yeah, really, just the worst of the worst. So God is killing them. Not they're going to be forgiven or taught. And I know they forgot what they were doing because I can tell by the live stream and the videos. Made for kids, not made for kids. So I know that they started out believing that they were going to do this and teach their children how to be fucking human beings. You can't have any survivable children. I mean, you are so profusely insane. You have any idea how fucked up and insane those children would be? It would be like Jeffrey Dahmer or worse. They'd have to be heavy dose medicated because they'd be so fucking mentally deranged by this person, this group of people doing that. Not a chance in fuck they could have any children. That is wickedly insane. It's constant. It's 24 hours a day. Like it thinks that I need a correction Every fucking day, about 100 times a day, I need a correction. I need a correction and I need something taken away from me. That's a fucking madness. That's not even a person. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it thought it was doing an experiment. I'm not a fucking child, but these people are so deranged. Where they birthing children and then keeping them in an isolated room and doing that to them, and then seeing how funny that turns out. You just go, what the fuck? And it's like dating Brian Buchanan. I got to be in a constant fucking conversation about demented animals that have no meaning to me because they won't leave me the fuck alone. Oh, yeah. Every day of my life, I'm supposed to have a conversation about a fucking entity. It's long since over after June 25th and June 30th. Long since over. Oh, yeah. The cops did not outlaw Florida alimony. Okay, folks? Fucking break. Workers at a DTA office didn't outlaw Florida alimony. I'm sure you folks have access to every fucking computer. I'm not saying they're not fucking DM2, but you're not some sort of helpless fucking people up there. And then, oh no, they won't help Mary. What do? We can't do anything. Fucking break. Disgusting fucking animals. So, anyways, clearly these people don't do the notebook like they were told. And then they would realize how monstrously fucking insane they are. Or say that they did a notebook and then they handed it to a fucking coworker or a family member. What the fuck? You are monstrously fucking insane. Are these words? Okay. Some of them probably get to the point where they think that you're purposely talking gibberish because they can't understand spoken word and they start screaming. And then what they're screaming probably isn't even English, probably isn't even spoken fucking word. And they think that you're doing that to them. Right? Like you're pretending to open and close your mouth or something like that. It's like you're talking another language. Didn't that Andrew Tamorisi dude say that? That he thought that they were speaking another, it was written in another language because he couldn't understand a written word. They can't even report things correctly about people with brain disease. So I'm sure they thought it was funny to recruit people in the military and then chop up their brains. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that they thought that was funny. So it's just an extinction. I mean, animals that are sick in the head, they don't do anything that's sort of like I was talking about it yesterday. Number one, they have like an envy about people like myself that I call self-occupy. They have a complete inability to self-occupy. They cannot do it. It goes way beyond they can't come up with hobbies. Just everything in their life involves another person. And when you're sick like that, nobody will be around you. Nobody will be around you when you're fucking sick like that, where everything is a correction and everything is an argument. Like apparently they don't have a family member. Like these two people have each other because in essence, they're both like that. So they have a person. But these things, that's why they don't have anybody else to talk to. Right? It's just clearly just horrifyingly ill. So that's one. And here's an example of real life reinforcing things that I thought that God was explaining to me about these criminals that he's killing. People getting envious at me at the shelter because they can see me after week after week after week doing the same thing. And then I go to sleep at 6:30 and stuff, and they can't sleep at night. They can't stop drinking. They can't stop shooting up drugs. They can't stop using those fucking vapes. They can't get themselves to stay in a walking program. They can't stop eating fucking McDonald's, all of it. Right? Just they can't stop screwing, right? They're not like well within themselves. And so they actually develop an envy about someone just sleeping peacefully is upsetting to them. So yeah, when someone's just on a thing, like I told you about being in the library, when a person has major clinical depression like that, it's like, and then you're just sitting with a phone laughing, they get envious. Well, at first you would think, okay, well, that's why he wants to go out with her because she's clearly happy, but then they can't stop abusing you and making you unhappy. This is not good. So, anyways, like I said, there was a bunch of cops over there this morning when I got up, but they're gone now. Oh no, there is a cop still there, but there was more of them. I don't know. I don't know what goes on over there, but I've seen people coming out of there taking walks. So I wondered that before if there was people living in their cars back there. Or it's like a cut through to somewhere else. It could be a cut through. I've never walked back there. I don't intend to either, but yeah, it might just be like if you cut through there, you can get over there faster or something. Well, hopefully something like tragic didn't happen where somebody died in their car or committed suicide or something over there. Yeah, I mean, when I've seen people going in and out of there, and then I wake up and there's like 5 cop cars over there, you go, oh.
We'll be a bad boy all over again.
Well, yeah, I could see that being a concern right there. Definitely. Is that why there was cops there? That's clearly my walk route. So I don't know. Are they walking around there with signs? You just go, okay. There's like people in yellow vests right there, and it looks almost like they have signs. You just go, that's why these people are being killed because this puts me in danger. I mentioned that before. Not it protects me. I think at first people believed that, and then people tested it out, and it's clearly not true. Like they're trying to have the public kill me because they're so deranged. They actually believe the public will murder the Virgin Mary, and then they're not the ones killing me. And then apparently they reincarnate. Okay, you have to understand extreme mental insanity. And then I guess maybe in a reincarnation, then they don't say perverted, abusive shit to me for their own enjoyment. Their mental insanity doesn't make sense. So, anyways, they clearly have tried to cut off my communication with the police. Because when you don't have a telephone, how do you call the police for help? Obviously, nothing's going to happen. It's almighty, right? It's just you see stuff and you go. It can be sad when people that used to be leaders or they run a military get that sick. It can be sad. But like I said, I'm glad I don't have to look at it. But Unless that, I don't know if those are cops themselves or what that is. Like they're doing downtown Boston or something. I don't even know what the stuff says, but if there's people that are going to be over there, right, I'll just walk on the other side of the street. I doubt it's the same people, but sometimes people, when they see that something works, like I told you, they'll keep doing it. Yeah, like uh, I stopped going down American Legion Highway because I tell you that there's dudes there bothering me. So now there's dudes over there bothering me. Dudes are, like it's part of neutered males when they have brain disease because that's what they do. Yeah. I don't know. I shouldn't judge what they're doing, but you just go. I don't take my walk until noontime. Yeah, I'm set to do jog walks. I don't even. It's not on my schedule, but I. It would be the fourth day of taking my walk, and then I can get water to get through the weekend. So I have enough water to get through today, but I'm not really inclined to cancel a walk when I feel physically fine because there's people that are setting up a blockade. It's kind of weird. Like if those aren't the cops, and that's why the cops showed up, I'm sure the cops are probably like, "What are you folks doing there?" Okay. Well, like I said, the cops can actually section people that are mentally ill. Yeah, it's just clearly people have a right to be on a sidewalk. They have a right to protest or whatever, free speech. But I know you go, are you going to be gone by noon when she takes her walk? And then watch them go and pretend they don't know anything about me. Yeah, you don't have to think that you can't just call them out on it. You'll be gone by the time she takes her walk. Just say she and then see what they say. Yeah, I mean, obviously, especially I'm sure they're not people I know. Is it the cops doing it? I don't see why. I don't think they're cops, but sometimes the police wear jackets like that. Are they inside that fence? Maybe they're doing an investigation over there. It looks like they might be inside the fence. Yeah, maybe they got this set up like they're going to assassinate me. Why do we see people at the fence and people at the bush over there? Yeah, it looks like actually they might be inside that fence. I don't know. My eyesight's not good. Yeah, I think they're behind the fence over there. Unless that's the shadow. Yeah, that might be the shadow, like they're actually on the sidewalk. Are they the cops? Obviously, if they're the cops, they're doing something over there. Maybe they didn't have a sign. It almost looked like they're beeping at them. Maybe they have a sign. And that's why people. Are they doing a strike over there? I know. I just saw people moving in a certain formation, like a picket. You know how when they're on the picket line, maybe the cops are on strike. It's hard to tell from this angle, but it really kind of looks like they're. Well, right there, it goes the sidewalk, right? But then there's a business right there. Yeah, there's like a road right there. So that's probably what they're doing. They're standing in that area. It's possible that there's trucks going in and out of there, and they were having a problem with the traffic, and they couldn't get in and out or something. It's possible that's what they're doing. Yeah, there's like a business over there, and there's these big, huge trucks sometimes that go in and out because it's almost like a big tow truck that brings other machinery or whatever to another place. So they're big trucks. So there might have been an issue with the traffic because right there it takes a turn and people are driving looking fast. So it's, I would think if there's something already happened, I would have noticed it since I'm right here. Like if someone smashed into one of those big, huge trucks, I think it would make a noise. I suggested putting a speed bump right here, but excuse me, I don't know if that would help them. Most of them are probably coming this way, but some of them come from that way too. They come whipping around that corner. And this is, in case you're not familiar with this area, I'm sure the cops are. It shows you how dangerous a drivers some people are. They're not coming from a highway that way. These people have more of an excuse. They're coming off of a highway, not like a Route 1. They're coming off of, what is that, 93? They're coming off of 128 and 93, going around a rotary. Then they hit another rotary and they go right up a hill. I mean, it's a hill too. They go right up a hill and it's like a completely residential area. And they're probably driving that fast, like they're still on a highway. And then they come whipping around here and they go down a hill. And of course, they don't slow down. They go down a hill right here and go shh. Okay. So I suggested putting a speed bump right there. It After you blow out and scrape the bottom of your truck in your car so many times, you'll learn that there's a speed bump there, especially if it's big. But anyway, the people coming this way are actually sicker, is what I'm saying. That's pretty effed up. But right after that bridge, the bridge turns right there around. So you can't even see where you're driving, and you're driving that fast from a stop sign. There's a three-way stop sign right there. And the only reason it's three-way is because it's Reedville train station. So that's not a road. Right. It goes a road here, and a road in front of you, and then a train station. So they all have to hit a complete stop sign and stop. So, and then they're gunning it, obviously. Because you go, how are you driving that fast right here? There's a stop sign right there. I don't know what kind of driving that is. I used to drive. You're going that fast, 10 feet from a stop sign? Something wrong with you. You're like completely gunning it, like you're continuously pissed off. They had to stop at a stop sign, maybe? Right. And then they come whipping around because it turns and you can't even see. Yeah, it's dangerous there to cross right there. But anyway, there's a business right there with these big, big, huge trucks. One of you people are going to slam right into it. That's why I said I'd be the most hated cop in a town. This is a city. This is technically Boston. And it's like Dedham right there and Dedham right there. It's a completely different county. Obviously, weirdness. It's like 4 houses in Boston, and then it's like in Suffolk County, and then it's Norfolk County again. So it could have something to do with that, when there's an issue because of the trucks. It almost, yeah, maybe there isn't. Didn't he look like he had a sign at first? Obviously, people can protest there. It's a little bit weird for me if I'm going on my walk. Obviously, I cross the street to avoid you. I mean, a bunch of people with yellow vests and signs. I'm not gonna. It's not that big of a deal to cross right here. It depends on the time of the day. Even my squirrel used to cross there that I haven't seen in a long time. It's the same squirrel from the library in Quincy. Yeah. I haven't seen it in a long time. Maybe it's out in Quincy. Because it does the same exact thing when I saw it at the library. Because the library's right on a street and there's windows. And then there's obviously another sidewalk and it crosses right there. It was doing it here. And it almost looks like the same, like it has the same look on its face. You know how you could recognize your dog It's like that. This is just the way its personality. So yeah, I don't think all squirrels do that because I'd see it every day. It's like my mouse does the same stuff too. Still think that was funny that day. Like at first, I didn't know why it was out there, other than I'm alive. They killed us all over there, but obviously this is weird because we were over there for a good 40 years. But that's what you do as people that don't understand science or anything. You explain to them. It's like you're studying behaviors because it's established paths and all the stuff. So then they kick you out and kill them all because they're cute. I mean, I even filmed them. Those are clearly cute. Those are those are pets. Those are not rats. Oh yeah, they're called deer mice. They use them in labs. They're like lab mice. Just people are they're those little gray mice. They're like black or gray. They're cute, like Mickey Mouse. They're not rats. They'll get basically as big as they can within their genetics if they have enough food. They get about that big as an adult. But the babies are like this big. They're wicked cute, as you saw in a live stream, and then they had to put a stop to it. Oh yeah, profoundly insane animals. That's why they thought they killed all the river otters because they're cute too. And if they ever caught wind of what the geese are doing, they'd start killing them too. They don't find any of it cute. It's just like this. They're going to kill Brian Buchanan. They're going to kill my children. They're going to kill anybody that I pay attention to. Just waiting for God to kill them. So anyways, it's probably good that they think I'm crazy and they don't notice shit like geese jogging next to me on a sidewalk. It's probably good they don't see that. And then go, she's in a psychosis. Now she thinks geese are jogging. Okay. Not staying here. God's kingdom come. The only thing they like is those dogs that they control. If one of them paid attention to me, they'd probably hate their dog at that point. It's that bad. All set with your dogs. Okay. My dogs don't live on leashes. That's why you hate them. They're a nuisance because they don't need me. Yeah. So they're a nuisance. You don't like those. Oh yeah, everything has to be dependent on them. Everything has to be interdependent. Even dogs, wolves, coyotes, birds, or they gotta die. Do my jog walks, take a walk. They left now. I'm thinking they had a sign because people were beeping when they were driving by. Like they were supporting them. Are they police on strike? They probably want you to give them a pizza or something. I don't know. It's breakfast time. Maybe not just a beep. Maybe they want a pizza or something. Now I'm going to start getting cold. I'm starting to cool off. Is it cold outside today? It's just me. I'm going to put my coat back on. Ugh. Yeah, I think it's only supposed to be 45 today, but sunny. Let's read it. No, that's not cold enough for the fur coat. I might be done with the fur coat until the winter time. That's pretty warm for you. I was already thinking about that, but I'd like not to. But it's kind of like this. You go. That's part of the gotta kill people part, right? Like it's way different than it was in any of the other 12 years, right? It's way different than that. Like definitely gotta kill people. Not me, but I'm explaining what's going on in these people. It definitely like sometimes when you get so used to doing something, you don't understand why a 13th year of it actually does matter. Okay? Because all of the excuses are cleared up about what people have been doing. So, and the impossibility that they're ever going to stop what they're doing. Whereas before, everyone was hopeful that eventually they would stop what they're doing, and they're not. It gets worse and worse every month. So, it's obvious that you are forcing me to be in a room like this with these particular people. It's even worse than being in a room in Quincy because you can have guests in the daytime, and there was people I knew there. Okay, it's clearly, and then you think that you keep trying to have a private session with me, and it's nothing but abuse. Okay, so it's different than it was all the other times. Probably last summer was the final straw of it. They already had enough of it by 2020, and then it got increasingly worse at that point. So in 2021, there was a big to do up in Washington, and then you still wouldn't stop it. So it's definitely different than it was the other times. So sometimes people don't understand that, especially when their brains are dying. So, like, it's a consorted effort. So people understand why God's killing you all, right? It's a consorted effort to keep me like in like a tower or a dungeon. Never, that was never a mistake. So, and the reason is that it's some sort of sick fantasy that you probably can't even explain yourself anymore, right? Where it's indicative of everything that you're saying, that you type and all of that. Like it's just wicked grotesque. So can't have a friend, can't have a boyfriend, can't have a visitor, can't take the tea. Yeah, just it's yeah, like it's almost like you're in that what was it called, 8 millimeter film? Like you're that grotesquely insane. So I'm just waiting for God to kill you. Okay, so um, that's entirely too sick to be in this physical form, being able to do this to a person. So there's no turning back for you folks because you probably know that now. And so you're trying to cling on to a sick, disgusting fantasy that you made up in your heads as to what to do with the rest of your time and how to cope with your ultimate poof and not to how to deal with your ultimate non-existence. Okay, so it's just a weird mental condition that happens to people like that. With even any doctrine that they could try to search and stuff can't make sense to them. Most of the doctrines require you to stop a bad behavior, not get worse and worse and worse. So, I gotta cook beans and chicken after I get back from my walk. I'm obviously gonna have to dress warmer than this. I got a sweatshirt. I'm gonna have to put a thermal on. Oh yeah, I got this white thing. I'll put that on. This white shirt, sweatshirt. Oh, but I gotta do my jog walks first. That's right. So this will work for the jog walks. I don't think this gray thing is gonna cut it today. I'm gonna have to wear something warmer than that. You know what you guys should do is you should go and buy yourselves like new bras and new underwear and new socks, and then try to bask in the glow of that after shutting off my 401 a month. I don't know how many closets full of clothes that you people have. It's been 13 years of this shit, so I'm sure you probably have a bunch of stuff. So it becomes more and more difficult to try to cope. Well, number one, you're never going to look like this. And you're literally never going to look like this because you're not going to be in this physical form wherever you're going. And because you're still in the same brain binder, in the same psyche right now, it's just an impossible situation of envious rage. The ones of you that are supposed to be males, I'm sure it's worse for you than the females at this point, because you know what you're doing is completely fucked up. But you know that you aren't supposed to be envying a fucking woman. You know that, but you can't stop doing it because your brain is dying. So, and everything is somebody else's fault. I'm real familiar with you people's underlying mental health conditions. Oh, that's right. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Probably. You people like to start a cascade of fucking bullshit. That's why you do the things you do. It's not venting, right? That's part of a profound mental insanity. You have sexual sadism and you're sadistically insane. Not you're making me vent, right? Hitting triggers, making me vent. Eventually, it's not going to matter anymore. Whatever it is, it's sadistic insanity. People that cannot accept I'm never going to have anything to do with them. It's just a profound insanity. And an excuse to abuse. Part of being insane. Yeah, part of sadistic insanity. Oh, that can go in the trash. I need some of that. Here we go. The business with saying Al said something about the kids and you're a mediator. You're a criminally insane kidnapper, not your mediator. It's part of the depersonalizations. It's people, swaths of people are being put down to death because of what you're doing. But I mean, they're criminally deranged too, because it's almighty God knows what he's doing. And some of these people are being rescued out of this fucking place until the entire land piece is cleared of you things. But it goes along with that. It's a complete, profound criminal insanity that you people are experiencing. And I think people are done talking to you and talking about you and giving you every day. You want people to fucking psychoanalyze you every fucking day of your lives. You can never be cured. Okay, you can't be cured. I'm just waiting for you people to die. You can't be forgiven. You can't be cured. You can't be treated. You entered counsel for the dying over the summer, which means that you're going to die soon. That is what that means. So, that is what counsel for the dying means. And it also means that you're going to die. You're not going to rebirth. That is what it means. That's why it's called counsel for the dying and not sort of like, right, like people that get like the good news and the kingdom and stuff like that. You folks are not getting that. You're getting counsel for the dying. Oh, this back over there. Well, luckily, as luck would have it, I'm doing jog walks today. So, in terms of, I'm not going to be caused to scream in the street like you're doing those people in Boston. I'm not the people in Boston. I'm not a drug addict and I'm not a psychopath and I'm not your species. Okay, I don't do that. That's what your species does because they can't receive comfort from the Almighty and they don't walk anywhere. Even though you keep trying to take away every thing that you believe is providing to me comfort and coping in a profound, morbid insanity of screaming. Right, so I mentioned it before when you were doing that stuff, the Aaron Carter character. Okay, just how grotesque that is, and then sitting there watching it, probably hours and hours and hours a day watching it. So, probably completely just on Adderall, like staring at a thing. It's only 9 o'clock. I guess I could probably. Oh. Of course, someone's in there. I mean, someone's got to go in the bathroom occasionally. I use the bathroom a lot in the morning, and then the rest of the day I'm like barely in there. Depends on the day, but the rest of the day I'm like barely in there. So that's why I have a whole standing program and stuff in terms of my medical condition. That it becomes sort of a conundrum for you as profoundly insane animals. God has it set up like that. Because that's why you were sending me back and forth and back and forth. I'm not even really sure it's about stories, but you fly into these things because even though this is not ideal either, right? You want this to take place because you want to be able to torment me in an internet prison, but you also want me out there because I can't follow my diet and exercise. Right. So hopefully, I think what's going to happen now, because after 2021, you blew your wad, like I told you. So that ended that business. Right. So your only recourse was shutting off money, stealing it, doing the SNAP card, and then it's going to be pointless. It's going to be pointless. Okay, like people are just waiting for you to die, and then all that stuff goes back up and running, just like 2020, when the same deranged people thought they were doing a lockdown. And by the end of 2021, all of that was over. Okay, just all of that ended. You occasionally have people that have face masks on because they might have a illness. But in terms of all of that, all the COVID locking things down, um, testing people, Q-tips up the nose and stuff, that all of that is done, right? So um, I know you just go, that stuff's all going to go back up and running after this. Like, yeah, still stuck in 2020 for sure. So after you people finally die, collapse, all that stuff will be back up and running. It's not going to be, we haven't done it like that in over 2 years. Okay, we're just waiting for you people to die in a heap. It takes 1 second to go bloop and a Social Security income is approved. See, just as quickly as that 401 went up, it'll go up again. Right? It's really, things can go bloop just like that. They could even do it with Champ. I think they may have attempted to do it last year and then you people all put an end to it. Yeah, they may have attempted to do it and then wackos at Quincy Housing went bloop, 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 and then wackos shut off a 401, wackos at a court. So it really is just, okay, so once all these whacked out people die, okay, because they aren't going to stop trying to work. You got to wait for them to die, including you folks. Then it's the same sort of thing. Someone puts me, because that's an orderly way to do it. Someone puts me back in Champ, a Social Security income is approved, and then I get a Section 8, and problem solved. End of story. People on Social Security do still get SNAP food cards, but unless it's changed, I think it has changed. I know Paul with the cane said he doesn't have a SNAP card because he collects Social Security. He got tired of it himself. He said he was only getting like 15 units a month and it wasn't worth it to keep doing all these renewals. Right. It may have changed. I don't know. I'm the type of person I may actually do it even for $15 a month. $15 is $15 when you're living on a fixed income. Right. And then obviously there's food pantries. It would just depend if I felt I needed it. Right. So if you have to pay rent and you have to pay utilities and you have to buy clothing and you have transportation costs, you might want a food pantry and 15 SNAP food units a month. That might be enough to cover some of your salsa waters and stuff. So, yeah, that's. So, obviously, in terms of your reality, that destroys all that for you. And that's too bad. Right. That is too bad. Like, clearly, you never in a day had a right to do this to a person. It's just so despicable and disgusting. There was clearly a bunch of confusion about 2011 after the earthquake and people reading the Bible. And then you actually had me caught up in it, but it's God's will, where the people thought that you were actually working with me. But then it became, what is going on? I think everybody at the same time went, how long can this possibly make sense? Okay, it can't, right? By 2020, it couldn't make sense, right? You go, someone isn't distributing the funds, take a limo in where I am and hand it to me. Okay, so right, like it's clear that they all do personas and stuff, and it is what it is. And you prefer for them to be like a Christian persona. And there was some bit of a hope for me that they would vacillate back into that, but they're clearly not going to. And then I guess I sort of felt like God was explaining to me they can't be Christians because they have to believe in reincarnation, as insane as it gets. Okay, it's just the nature of what they're doing. They have to believe in reincarnation because of the safe zone and stuff. So, um, yeah. And it's sort of like wouldn't matter what I said or whatever. And that's probably why they converted into I don't mean what I say and all of that. So just literally at some point in time, there's nothing they can do about it. Right, because they'd have to go around a safe zone murdering people, and I don't think the people in the safe zone would allow that. They're blocking anybody from even talking to me or seeing me. So they would immediately be killed if they started doing something fucked up in the safe zone. Like if they flipped out and realized they're just gonna die and then tried to kill everyone in a safe zone, they'd be killed. These people are not right. They're not like physically fit. I don't even believe they're in near the safe zone. They're probably in a different area of the planet where they feel is safe, or they're gonna reincarnate. Not they're in it, or yeah, like they can't just run around a safe zone now. It's already established. They can't run around a safe zone killing people. So yeah, it's just um, well, being in a disassociation, like if you were a cop and you're sort of like me, and you go, why would I ever believe that these people couldn't stop this from happening? Because God did it. Right, they've got to get to a point where they become helpless to it themselves and can't do anything about it. And then you explain to them what they're doing can't make any sense, that there's no way that they're reincarnating here. And thank you for killing off your entire species. Right, that's it comes to that. It really does. Yeah, just it makes sense that my species would do what I did. It would be like, yeah, it would be very difficult to get to a point where you're going bloop, 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 like they've been doing at least since 2010. They've been doing it. That was before I even started doing this. So, right, these are like well thought out murderers. When clearly there was other ways to fix a problem. You run the whole system, right? Like it's definitely that. Just it's some belief that you cause a problem and then you get to kill a bunch of people and that solves the problem. It clearly is that. So that is definitely not my species. You don't have any thought to fix a problem beyond murder because that's what you like to do. So you folks get to do it, but you only get to do it with this radioactive material. And then there definitely comes a time where it's time for you to go. So maybe that's what that meant, right? That I would say that that's an affirmative about it's definitely time for you folks to go. Right? So once all that material is poured out, there's not a use for you. All due respect. I mean, you definitely did a good service for your species and mine. It would be nice if you could view it in that way. Um, so yeah, I mean, it would be nice if you came out of it and sort of laughed about what God just did to you, and stop having this need to do this to me and to harm other people. That would be good. So, like, it's different for me, but I would sort of almost equate it to the thing with Phil, perhaps, right? And then you go, oh my God. Sometimes at a time you think something and then God knows what's best for you, even though you're sort of like demanding that you make that person your husband or something, and then you just go, whoa, like thank God for that. Like that, or like opening up a book and it goes jeans is because God's making it make sense finally, and you go, oh my God, jeans is, how the hell could we be so fucking stupid? I know that your species has a difficult time doing that. Like you don't like feeling stupid. That's part of your species. Fish Fillet Friday. having my soda. Having my soda. Well, the day starts out a good day when I get up and she's already up sitting in a thing, watching TV. Yeah, then my day, I know I'm going to have a good day because I don't have to worry about being on the fucking ground. Right. So grateful, not this is okay. Right. Like, I don't know. Some of it becomes wicked grotesque. I know you're just like, okay, so see how that is, and now this is going to work out. No, that is why God is killing you all. That is why God is killing you all. This is not staying like this. Yeah, this is definitely not staying like this. That is why you don't want anyone to be able to communicate with me. I've explained it a million times. You're probably trying to make people believe that I'm in housing somewhere. Oh, yeah. I'm sure you're probably trying to make people believe I'm in housing somewhere. I have an income. So I don't think they believe that when they're not communicating with me. Just like I don't believe that 6 children are alive. Okay. Right. There's certain things you can't do, but God put you in some sort of horrifying delusion where you thought you could do it. So you absolutely can't. Right? Like, for one, I take walks and stuff, and people can see I'm in the same fucking place, not I'm in housing. Just like you tried to say that Jen Vickery was in a shelter in Quincy. She would never be doing that. The cops wouldn't even let her into Quincy because it's not safe for her. That's why she was forced to go up to Maine. All of it. She would have went right to Reedville Station after that message. Even if she couldn't contact me by phone, right? Just none of it. You can't do anything that you thought you could do. It was like some bizarre thing. You must have literally thought you were like controlling people's minds in the universe for 4 years. Oh, yeah, just people get wickedly, wickedly sick. Like, you can project out thoughts and control people's movement and stuff. And you're going to do it through communication shutoffs, and that made sense to you. The second that people realize that you're intercepting things in 2014, they don't believe anything that you're saying and doing. Whoa. I think I've already explained it a bunch of times, but I got to do what I'm told. In terms of something happened around 2020 where it got like extremely even worse. And it has something to do with being forced out of the room and this COVID business. Right. Some sort of false sense of reality was sent to a whole group of profound criminals where they began to believe they could do this. Right. It's called psychological suggestion. And then, like I explained, it's like God puts them in a trap. And that's what has taken place. So just waiting for God to kill each and every one of them. And then, like I said, things go like that. It's all computerized. It's just really that simple. As quickly as that shit was shut off and those weird fucking letters were sent out, the shit gets turned right the back fuck on. Like, remember the day when Deranged Animals shut off everybody's Snap Food card when I walked out to Ocean State Job Lots and we all went, what the fuck? How was anyone that insane? And then they turned it right the fuck back on the next day. Remember when they disabled all the fucking gift cards that a food pantry was giving me? It was at the same time. That is like horrifically desperate. And then I don't know if that was a whole group of people that had to realize again that you're not shutting it down. That's not what's going on. Okay, like because they did all these shutoffs, none of us could communicate with each other. And I think some people became confused, which is what they wanted. They thrive on it. And then people fight and people get upset and people commit suicide and people go out and wield knives and shit and they think it's exciting. Okay, so because it's almighty, that was actually pretty limited what happens. Okay, that was actually, and then they'll tell you that something's going on in another state when it's not even going on. And then they think that encourages people to do stuff here. And then they quote unquote get in trouble because that's exciting. Okay, so that's not going on. Right. Just they didn't want me on the internet to explain to people in 2020 that nobody is doing that out here. Right. Nobody, whatever they're showing you on a television, that is not going on out here. That's why they took so many people off the internet. Okay. So when you're that sick and you're doing this, and then I'm in a psychosis, and Al says that the kids are safe, and Veronica's in a trailer with Brian Buchanan in a cage in Alabama and stuff, right? You just go, clearly, these things are just demented and monstrously insane and capable of fucking anything. So that was a big, huge delusion, which is a false set of beliefs. No matter how many times we keep explaining it to you people, that you're in a fucking God-sent delusion. Right? It's just, what the fuck? So anyways, you were forced to kill off your entire species. Okay? I'm trying to explain it to you so that you can understand that you don't want to stay here anyways. Right, like because of doing this 13 years and doing this and refusing to stop doing it, you can't be reborn. You can't be reborn. This it's just that should be really understandable at this point. It's beyond you can't do one action. It gets worse every month. That's what I told you. So once you people are done interfering with everything and there can't be these them theys to blame all the time, it stops. So it is waiting for God to kill you. Okay. I told you 100,000 people are going to die in a city and their bodies will be cleared out. And that's 51,000 housing units. Not we're going to keep talking about housing. You keep trying to do that too. You were doing it again last night. As soon as I went to, because this is your profound insanity that everyone's aware of. I'm pretty sure it was Boston 25. So I go there and there's nothing on a page about shelters, homelessness. Al has the children, Veronica, eyeglasses, Florida, nothing. So I click on a story. It's a video about some dude. Did he murder his mother or something? He was holding someone by knife point or something, right? So I go back to the page because I want to watch it again because I thought that his shirt almost looked like a shirt that Brian used to wear, but it wasn't. So I go back to the original page and all of a sudden that's gone now. It's not there. And then there's stories about fucking shelters again. Okay, I go to YouTube, WCVB, which is one of the things I do, and there it is again, a video about fucking shelters. Okay, so I'm not discussing shelters, housing, fucking any of that. Nope. Waiting for you people to die. 51,000 housing units in one city, fully available. You got 400 in Plymouth at least, houses, not housing units, houses that people rent out for vacations. Not we're talking about shelters and housing. It's not a topic. Okay. We're just waiting for you people to die. Once it's the regular internet and you're not doing this, I mean, this serves no purpose, but you're about to die and it's like all of you want to get your fucking jollies off of it. So the planet is waiting for you to fucking die. This serves no other purpose but just the end of life people that have been running your fucking world. So it's like grotesque, obviously. Just when are you gonna fucking die? Right. That's all it is. Nothing else. I'm not your friend. I'm not here to discuss your personal stuff, any of it. It's counsel for the dying. So, anyways, after you things are gone and the regular internet communications are back up, it's not 2020. It got progressively worse at 2020, but it started at least by 2014. It's profound criminal derangement. Okay. So, anyways, I told you the second you started doing that, God put you in a delusion to self-terminate. Explains it a bunch of times. It's in the Holy Bible. Okay. Not we're getting ready for the Great Delusion. It's been the Great Delusion. The second that you people shut off my communications, God explained it to me. I posted an email to Twitter. You completely shut off my communications in 2014 and you were put in a fucking delusion to self-terminate. It's over. He would have made you things believe anything was real and possible to do when it's not. It's called a delusion that you can't break out of. He will break you out of it, which I feel he has or he's in the process of it because that's why I do this. I was not doing this before. It's called Counsel for the Dying. Okay. So anyways, when you're finally dead, if you wanted to know what's going to happen after you're gone, all the regular internet, the phones, the government workers that give out housing and people in Social Security and the DTA office, all of that goes back up and running. And then the people who still have fucking brains in their heads communicate to everyone what's been going on with them for 13 years and that we are still homeless and fucking destitute. Not we were given incomes, not we're safe and sound somewhere. All this fucking bullshit that people have tried to put on social media after shutting us the fuck off in a grotesque, profound insanity. Okay. So just as an FYI, that's what's going to happen after you people finally fucking die. Okay. So anyways, it doesn't really take that long to mail a Social Security card. I don't even have to call them or nothing. Okay, they clearly have the address. They just bloop, and here's my Social Security card with the fucking income on it. Just like I told you, something comes here from fucking housing, bloop, here's your because someone puts you in CHAMP and you get housing. It's that simple. It's really not a complicated thing. So, and then like they did in 2020, they just put those SNAP cards on automatic renewal. Like I said, they displayed it to you how easy it always was. It's all a bunch of crap. And believe me, they're dying and they won't be back here. It was all a big delusion for them. Okay. So it was that easy the entire time. I've had a SNAP food card since June of 2012. And they were supposed to give me a telephone at that time, and they absolutely refused to do it. They had those phones at all the DTA offices. The DTA is, they're supposed to give me a fucking telephone. Okay, so no more excuses. I'm just informing you about your extinction. Okay, so ever since I applied in March of 2012, okay, I explained it at the Social Security office. They were all informed of it. Okay, so since I had a SNAP food card, all they had to do was put money on it. The entire time, not their innocent victims, and people won't distribute the money, and all a bunch of crap. It's called opportunity, and then God explains why you cannot rebirth. Okay, there's not going to be a government. Okay, and the thing with the face masks, that's what you would do without a government. Without a government and without police. That is what you would do, so you're all going to die. Okay? As funny as that sounds, I don't know if that's a new funny game. Every time I say you're all going to die, that's funny. Well, that's called being mentally altered. Sometimes that's good, especially when you're not conducting criminal activity. That's why I'm allowed to think things are funny. Yep, because I don't hold people hostage and I don't try to kill people. So I'm allowed to think certain things are funny because the things that I think are funny are not harming people. But the things that you folks think are funny are just grossly insane. Like security, suck a dick, all of that is grossly insane. Not it's funny. Change your ping. Oh, yeah. We're going to starve you till you change your ping. None of that is funny to me. Okay, so anyways, some people are tired of fucking hearing it, I'm sure, because it's like, what am I hearing? What am I looking at? So they won't engage. That's supposed to be funny. Peer to peer. Spooky. Someone who thinks that's funny is supposed to give me mental health help. Don't you want to see our peer-to-peer group? No, I don't. I call that psychopaths with their fucking psyche blown out. That's how I describe it when they get like that. They're still psychopathic and mean and murderous, but that's how they are. Don't you want to see a peer-to-peer group? And they have people staring at each other like that. Yeah, that's like part of profuse insanity. When that shit is funny. It's something God does to them because they're so dangerous and violent. That's why they become like that. But anyways, yeah, like, we're all gonna die, or we're all monkeys. Because they know it's true and they're psychopaths and they're like me in their course and there's nothing more they can do. And it's like a constant rage fury, so it like blows out their psyche. I explained it a few years ago with the Girl Scout cookies. Remember that? It's weird to look at. Like in Orlando, yeah, that dude walking around, happy birthday. Like he's just got his psyche blown out of his head. And here comes the nausea. Here comes the. Here comes the. Here comes the. Here comes the. Empty stomach with cream in it, and then soda hits it. Here comes the. Here comes the. Here comes the. It's part of intermediate fasting. I know folks are not. Oh, you need to eat. No, I don't need to eat. It goes away in about a minute. It's not mean I need to eat. You know what would mean you need to eat, by the way, if you don't do what I do, or you went to like Burger King or something? on a treat, and like 2 hours later, you just completely feel like you're gonna effing throw up, then you need to eat again. Because what has happened is because it has so much fat in it, your body digests everything. The fat is the last thing that gets digested when you eat. Okay. So everything else has been cleared out but that fat, and it's just the type of fat it is. It just sits on the stomach like that. Yeah, and it's like a sickly, wicked nausea. So yes, even though you just ate a whole bunch of Burger King, you're like, oh, not eating anything the rest of the day. You're gonna be forced to. Not something. It's not that there's something terrible bad with Burger King, by the way. Oh yeah, that dude with the McDonald's. It's not that. It's just that everything else has been digested and the fat is just sitting there. So all you have to do is eat again and it goes away. Right? It's like a certain type of nausea. So this is kind of like that, but it's not as extreme because all it is cream. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it could be residue from the night before. It depends on how late I ate because I just lay there, as you know. Yeah. So it has to do with emptiness. And then sometimes it hits me on my walk, and you literally wonder if you're going to vomit. And I never have. Yeah, I never even once have actually thrown up. But there's been like once or twice where I go, is this the day I'm actually going to throw up? And then I don't. Sometimes when you're in wicked tip top shape, if you've never been in like complete awesome shape like that, just a complete girdle for a waist and stuff, and you're on like they probably the joggers, the people in the marathon, I'm sure know exactly what I'm talking about, but like athletes like Lance Armstrong, you'll be like, and then all of us, it's like a different type of kind of nausea. It's like usually at the end of one of your walks, and you just go, oh, that never happens to me anymore because I'm not as in good a shape as I used to be. Yeah. No, I think it was before New Mexico. Yeah, so that's a different one where it's like almost like you almost feel like you're gonna poop. You know how when you get like diarrhea and you get like cramps and stuff, it's almost like that. That's the only way I can describe it. But you know, you're really fit when that happens to you. You don't poop yourself, you don't vomit. It's just extreme, just yeah. It's not a bad thing, believe me. Maybe there's chances, probably. You have to remember that people like that are not anorexic. Yeah, they're not anorexic. They're just extremely fit. That's why they have muscles. Yeah, anorexics don't look like that. The anorexics are just skin and bones. They don't have any muscles because they don't eat. That's what anorexia is. Muscle weighs more than fat, so even the technical criteria for anorexia is not met. Right. They have the people that are fit don't have a lot of body fat. I don't do that thing. Like that could be a form of like a weird anorexia. The people that with the bodybuilding when it's like they're see through. Yeah, that could be a weird form of anorexia. But how are they have to be eating food to get to that point. So they might not be able to keep doing it. Like they'll get so ravenously hungry that they have to eat. So if they don't facilitate into bulimia, yeah, I question they could keep up with that if they're actually anorexic and they're getting that thin. Yeah, that's sort of like a weird form of anorexia, and then they'll be so hungry they have to eat. Yeah, because they'll lose muscle mass if they don't eat. Anyways, yeah, because some of them probably could become bulimic at that point. I used to be anorexic and then I was bulimic. So the only difference would have been that I wasn't pretending I was a bodybuilder when I was doing it. That would be the only difference. It's probably a common thing to go from anorexia to bulimia, I'm sure, because that body gets hungry and you just can't keep doing it. Yeah, we don't want anybody to meet any more challenges. I used to be Karen Carpenter. That's like spooky, scary. She did in it, like even that's why she was using that EpiCap stuff. That is like weird that a person could be doing that because the bulimia you can never be as skinny as you are when you're anorexic. So it's weird that she accomplished that task or she wasn't as skinny but she had damaged her heart so much that I think that's actually what happened to her. She had done so much damage to her body from being anorexic that when she vacillated into bulimia, which is like God's way of saving your life, she wouldn't stop it with that EpiCap stuff, and she had a heart attack and died. Right? Yeah, that's what happens. Your electrolytes and shit, your heart just can't take it anymore. So, no, I was never using that stuff. I did use laxatives though, which probably could lead to a similar type of damage. Yeah, because you're already losing you're screwing up your electrolytes by vomiting like that, and then you're screwing up even more by taking laxatives. So yeah, pretty dangerous condition. Oh my god, remember that chocolate stuff? Ugh. I know I totally had forgotten about all of that in my life, and you just go, oh my god. And then they had the pills. I just had a flashback of the flavor of it too. I did. I just totally had a flashback in my brain of the flavor of those pill things. That just becomes part of your essence. The X-Lax, yeah. Ugh. I used to hide them under my mattress. I don't know why I was hiding anything. I know nobody cared. Nobody cared. They were probably hoping I would die and then you get a flag. Nobody cared, but for some reason I was hiding them under my mattress. Yeah, maybe check there if your kid has. Yeah, maybe just lift up the mattress and make sure there's no X-Lax under there. I don't even know if they still make it. Yeah, like they used to make it. It looked like a chocolate bar, exactly like a chocolate bar, but it was tasted nasty. And then they made pills. I got to stop talking about it because I can't. I could totally taste that, like flashbacks of what it tastes like. But it's thin, and you just slip it right under the. What the fuck is that? I don't believe in bag checks unless you're the children's fucking parents. But that's pretty easy to hide in a book or something too, because it's so thin. Probably like those Suboxone strips. That Sam chick used to keep them in her wallet. I've never seen them take out someone's wallet and open it and stuff. Yeah, it's just some of the stuff they would do and does not make any sense. It's really about people with the food. It's about harassing people and an excuse to touch people's belongings and just know about their business and shit because you go, how are there's no way how you're stopping people from bringing drugs in here. It becomes like a disgusting neurosis game. Yeah, that is you're not stopping anybody from bringing fucking drugs in here. What is this? Anyways, food, they're mentally deranged. Food, stealing food, touching all your belongings, it being intrusive in your fucking life. What's in your bag? None of your fucking business what's in my bag. Remember that? Good and plenties. Fucking good and plenties. Here comes the. Here comes the. Here comes the. Somebody's got to do it. That's right. It's got to be the best. Yep. Prophet extraordinaire. Oh, God. Someday, New York City. So it's this again. All right. So, yeah, a bunch of retarded fucking monkeys. Okay. So, yeah, let's have an intelligence test and a psyche eval and how many stones. Show us where the 3 stones are, and then we make up an excuse to shut you the fuck off again. And, oh. And let's have a philosophical conversation. Oh, God. No business like show business like no business I know. Comfy pants. Gotta have the comfy pants. Why can't we be where you are? Because God is killing these fucking things. That's why. They were given an exact date fucking prophecy that came to pass. A fucking pope quit. And clearly, I was the primary caretaker because that's going to be something that causes a fucking argument by even saying that. And not God explaining to you your fucking extinction and why you can't rebirth. And thank you for your services of killing off your entire fucking species before you go. Thank you. Not the same set of fucking wish are in karma. Just that's our entire existence. Every cycle of life. We must be in a fucking karma. Oh God, they're in another fucking karma. Okay. You're in, oh, it's a lesson? Oh, all right. Well, that's your immune system, so you're all gonna fucking die now. It's part of evolution. Like the dinosaurs. No business like show business like no business I know. I'm sure everyone in show business is fucking obnoxious, and some people that don't understand what the word grandiose means thinks we're grandiose. Yeah, this is how you end up like this because of your believing that you're more important than everyone else. That's how you end up just like this. Requiring 13 years of a humble lesson. Yeah, humble pie. That's what I mean. Humble pie, too obnoxious, too cute. Got a father. It's called mimicry. Right. Well, not per se these people, but just this could apply to anybody. Not I wanted your father's attention or your mother's attention. I have a father who thinks I'm so cute. No business like show business like no business I know. She can, but I don't think it's not gonna be as cute. No, because she doesn't have these stocky legs, so it's not gonna be as cute. Do. She can't do this either. Nope. They want those long legs for something. I don't know. Do runners have long legs? Maybe she's a runner. I don't know. Do they have like super long legs? It would almost make sense to me that yeah, they, a swimmer is tall like that? I don't know. The female swimmers look like they have big muscles and stuff. She doesn't look like that. No. She looks like one of those pussycat doll people, yeah. It's not Talladega Nights. I keep going to call it that. What are those things called? Those Fast and the Furious films. I've never seen one of them. To me, I don't know, man. I would sooner do this, though. These I actually did like. Remember those tracks with the cars? And you hit the thing and it goes zzz. I like that, but I don't want to watch a film about cars doing that. I don't need to go to a movie theater with popcorn for that. No. But yeah, like something like that's fun. Some of them I think you just push, but they used to have electric ones that run on a battery. Yeah. Don't even get me going. Someone's going to find out if that actually works. It's just a thought idea about remote control detonations. I don't know if you can get in trouble for that since I'm in an internet jail. So I'm not sure you can get in trouble for that. But they already tried that once, and I'm sure the cops went, who the fuck actually called us? Yeah, we're never going there again. This is fucking completely profound. And see, they're trying to put her in a fucking Aaron Carter show. I'm not being part of an Aaron Carter show. No, thank you. Yeah, you're supposed to be, what was her name? Ella? Is that what her name was? You're supposed to be Ella. Yeah. No, you don't want anything to do with that, believe me. Well, they were trying to get you to harass me, and they think it's a show. They had the thing on at the time, and then after you left, they go, wow, like that's a fucking show that they're watching. Yep. I don't think anyone wants anything to do with that, believe me. Just in case. I mean, yeah, what if your families can see that and you think they can't? They could at any time convince you people that you're in a show that no one can see, and then they clip it and put it on YouTube. And then you go, oh God. Right. So you really don't want anything to do with that. Trust me. I'm helping you. Yeah, it's not like threatening or anything. I'm helping you because I just watched it all with that other person. Like they would do this too, where they're doing this and then they pretend they're me. They pretend you're you. I'm not kidding you. Why the hell would the dude have dogs just like James had? And the chick's name is Crystal Ann. They're completely profoundly insane. Oh yeah, just the guy with the sleeve tattoo. Him and that chick showed their face from Washington D.C. They were using face morphing. I told you that. I know it sounds. If you don't, I was married to someone who does computer graphics for a living, so I know. And all you have to do is watch. And this is like way long time ago. Michael Jackson's black and white video. Okay, so they clearly have that technology, even in video form from way back then. And they are completely controlling the video that they're showing to you. Right, because there's Aaron Carter on a piano with the same tattoo that guy has. And that chick was pretending she was some Melanie Martin person. They're sickos. And then she's putting her hands down this guy's pants and people are watching it. Until you begin to realize there are people that can actually snippet that and remove what's called layers and see exactly what you people look like. Other people have technology too, that are not in the military. CGI graphics and shit. Yeah, those people know how to figure out what the fuck you're doing there. Duh. So anyway, no one wants a part of that. If I had an actual boyfriend, it's not a show, right? I would just be like, this is this fucking thing, right? Just whatever you do, whatever it fucking says in there, we'll just shut it off. Don't react to it because they get off on it. Oh yeah, just after what happened with that Brian guy. So you outlawed Florida alimony and you're into people on the internet. Okay. So maybe they're runners. That's why they have long legs like that. Well, there's people that dance, but they're not that tall. That's called too tall. S too tall. That is what it means. Yes, S too tall. You're too tall to be a ballerina. Your legs are too skinny. Get it? Okay. Somebody else's job. Yeah, somebody else's job. Anyways. I don't think they're supposed to have a long torso like this. But I'm not an expert. Aren't they supposed to have a shorter torso? Maybe she's not too tall, but the other one that's like 5'11", that's too tall, right? Yeah, I think you'd have to see it. Like you'd have to have yeah. I mean, then they would realize that they don't look correct. Just like when you're too short, you don't look correct. You're up on a stage, and yeah, and it's just you would know it when you see it. But they've got to be like way more lanky than I am. Yeah, they got to be more lanky than I am. So I don't know. Maybe Mia and Karen would be able to do that because I don't think they're that tall. But someone who's like 6 foot tall, I think you're too tall. Yeah, you wanted to do something else, not be doing that. Yeah, you can't have those skinny legs. You have to have the calves to be able to do the jumps, and it's the way it looks. Yeah. So you can't have those. You got to have good, strong calves. So, anyways, there's other types of dance, by the way, besides ballet, but you have to take ballet even if you're not gonna be in ballet. So, for some reason, I wasn't put in ballet when I'm the one dancer out of the three stepsisters, and then me. I know you just go, why was I not? It's just weird. Why was I not in ballet? Okay, just tap and jazz. I just started jazz. I was in private classes, just me and a teacher. That had to be put a stop to. Yeah, first I think it was like, what was the one with the cane? Was that 3 people? There was one with the cane. And then I went to just me. I went the solo, which was tap because I was good at it. Duh. Anyway, so that had to be put a stop to. So I think I had just started jazz. So I was probably doing tap and jazz, get it? That's what a dancer does. Except there was something missing because I was supposed to be in ballet first. It's a whole course of a person's life. So, yeah, like you've got to be doing that and then be spiteful and hurtful about it. But I don't even know if I wouldn't be like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't really feel like that, no, but I really appreciate people that still know how to dance that are allowed to do it. I don't get angry. No, no. That has nothing to do with me. I guess, yeah, that's the difference between that species and me. What would that have to do with me? Yeah, but that's part of that species. They would think that. You're the reason why I'm not a dancer. That's not the reason why I'm not a dancer. There'd just be more dancers. I'd be a dancer. You'd be a dancer. There's a lack of dancers, not there's too many. And right, it's just like you have to have other people typically in a production. That would be pretty boring. Just one person on a stage dancing around for what, 2 hours? A dancer doesn't prevent another dancer from being a dancer. You might not get a role you wanted in something, but you don't stop another dancer from being a dancer. That is a different species, even the whole mind concept. So, yeah, I don't do that. Nope. I would never in a day be like, what the fuck? This is why I'm not a dancer. This is why I don't have a gold medal in fucking gymnastics. But that's how they talk. You saw it in the thing. We're in the ghetto, and we're in the ghetto, and we're in the ghetto, and we don't work, and we don't do free fucking college, and we're in the ghetto, and we're going, this is our freedom time. We're going to smash and fucking grab, and we're going to pull a guy out of a truck and slam him in the fucking skull, and we're going to do this and that. And then in 2020, there we are again, and now I got a 12-year-old fucking monkey I call a daughter, and we're doing the same fucking thing, even though we were given piles of fucking money for nothing. Whoa. What the fuck? They went to college? Oh, yeah, that's right. We don't even fucking pay. How are you going to college? This is why I'm not in college. Now it's going to be, they did that shit too. Now it's going to be because they do this academic fucking standards business. I swear to God, you ever hear these fucking things talking? There's one on a video. Go watch it. I'm sure there's probably a whole bunch of them, and you just go, what the fuck am I listening to? Okay, yeah, I know. We're all going down with Titanic. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for giving these people a fucking platform to speak, because we never had social media before. Just deranged monkeys have the ability to talk out words on a video, and then we can see it. We never knew that was going on here. That is scary. It's mental insanity, but it's a different species. Like, everything is aggression. If we had just been more aggressive, if we had just killed that Virgin Mary, then we would have been perfect fucking mothers. And we would have a nice ass, and we could wear a jelly bathing suit, and we could go swimming. If she's the reason we're not. Oh my fucking God. Okay. She's the reason we're this fucking wide. Because she got like that by having a fucking bypass surgery and fucking skin removal and Botox and lip injections and fucking anything. A fake ass, calf fucking implants. That's how she looks like that. That's Photoshop. Fucking God. They've been doing that shit to celebrities for my entire life. My entire life. Remember Inquirer magazine and shit? Just my entire life. Every celebrity, every movie star, there's a secret, terrible thing and that's fake and not real. Well, I guess I can account for at least two of them that is actually real. Okay? Yeah. Dude, is that hot? That's why someone stuck him in a cowboy hat on a movie set. Duh. Anyways. Oh yeah, and George Papad, yeah. He's pretty hot too. Yeah. So that's why. Not that's there's something fake and weird going on there. There's another one. Rock Hudson, George Papad, um, John Wayne, Yul Brynner. That's four of them. That is what they look like. That's why someone went bling. Not they went, all right, and here's our diabolical plot, and we're going to give you, uh, right, that deranged general comes out and goes, this is what we're going to do. We're going to give you lipo, and we're going to give you gastric bypass surgery, and we're going to spray on abs, and we are going to bleach your hair and give you those contacts, and we're going to inject muscle groups. Okay, we're going to give you a swagger and charisma because that's fake too. If I said I wanted to kiss you, would you object? um, what is this? What are you, like 22? I thought we were just hanging out like dudes. Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, sure. Warren. Never say never. Poor John Wayne, the same thing that I was saying about Jeremy, and people go, I don't think that, yeah, because that's, no, I said that. I reported it to Stephen Parent, that I always call Parish. No, whatever these stories are, no, no, no. Was that a female that said that? Okay, well, I could see, because clearly they're probably dead now, but if this was 25, 30 years ago, some of them aren't dead. I think what probably happened there is that she's not my species. I could see that happening. Yeah, like it revealed probably a lot about her. Okay, that's not homosexual. No. But you're a different species, so I can see why you would think that. Yeah. No, I'm not going to get into it. Just I could see why you would think that. It's not that. Nope. You're sort of like not that good in bed, I guess, but your species has a whole different thing. You're like you don't know a lot about the bedroom, and that's why you thought that. Anybody that starts rumors like that, you're not going to know unless you were actually really good friends with, if you shook hands with the person. Right. That's the only way you're going to be able to go, no. The other one, the gross one, yeah, absolutely. Obviously, part of his problem. I don't think that person is a straight man. No. I don't think he's a straight man, and he has a whole lot of personal problems. So, yeah, that's not going to work out with the straight female at all. I would assume that there's probably people that started rumors that aren't rumors, as far as I can tell. I'm pretty sure Camille was hinting about the same thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Camille was saying the same thing. Probably she's either saying something without admitting to me that she was messing with him, or she knows someone else that was, and they completely spilled the whole beans about it. Right. So, anyways, females do actually talk. Yep. Sometimes they will, even when they don't actually like each other. Yeah. So, just so people know that. Hopefully, we're not going to have anything like that in the kingdom come, since people aren't supposed to be doing that. But I would say that dude, yeah. I don't believe in bisexuality. I'd say he's gay. Yeah. All of it, being in love. Every time he was talking about Bobby, I have like that look in his eyes, like I was in love with him. That, the acts themselves, just his entire thing screams homosexual man. But like all completely messed up. Yeah. The John Wayne, totally straight. Just whoever, if someone started a rumor about that, it's because it was probably a female that's not really, yeah, not my species and isn't really good in bed. Yeah, so it happens. Sometimes females say stuff and they don't realize what they're actually revealing about themselves. The way Camille put it, which I don't, people should not do this, but it's part of recovery that you don't do things anymore. She's the one who started it because she said something because she was probably trying to explain something to me. And so then I watched some of it, this homosexual porn, which is not, in my opinion, homosexual either. And you go, oh my God, yeah, he's clearly been watching a whole bunch of homosexual porn, which isn't even homosexual, right? Like he's clearly homosexual, but he doesn't just enter into a relationship and be a homosexual. Like he's trying to be a straight guy and watching a whole bunch of homosexual porn. So he's all messed up. Yeah, you go, I don't know what this is. What is this? And then comments and she says something and she tells me straight out something about gay porn. So I start watching it going, oh my God, what the hell? Dude, it's not, no, you're, no. Like, we all know you were watching it. That's not even gay, but we all know you were watching it. Melanie probably watched it too. What was that chick's name? Debbie? She probably watched it too and just, oh my God. Maybe she's not anymore, but maybe Freddy Krueger watched it and goes, oh my God, he was doing that. Oh my God. Poor guy. Try going into recovery, dude, and being celibate for a while. And God will explain it to you because that is. Anyways. You know how I know I'm not gay? You're going out with me? Yeah. No, gay men don't go out with me. Maybe an actual gay man probably explained it, but he worded it in a different manner. But an actual gay man, like, where's Warren? What is this? No. Probably they probably go out with, like, I don't know. I don't really believe in closeted people anymore. I don't know if I ever believed in it. It's probably people that are all messed up, and so they say that when they're not even gay most of the time. It's not a big portion of your population. They've taken polls, and so you go, okay, it's 10% of the population, and then your psychotherapy is such that it's probably not even 10%. Like, you're that messed up. Yeah, because you don't even when you won't even consider the thing I was saying about latent homosexuality that doesn't exist anymore. Okay, and you're not a different species, and there's no such thing as a neutered male. Okay, then it's probably not even 10%. So I forgot what I was going to say before that. Homosexual men don't go out with me. It goes along with not even understanding how ladies are, how a woman is. Okay, like, oh, that's what I was going to say. I don't really believe in that. I don't believe in closeted people. Right. It seems the opposite now, where you have so many people that are just ill. I don't think you like it makes you more popular if you're gay or bi. There's not many people hiding in a closet if that was ever going on. So, because people just minded their own business, like history is warped. Um, right. So, if you're reading a book and you're coming up with all these thought distortions, when you're reading history, it's the same way. And when they're writing it, it's the same way. So, I sort of don't believe that a lot of that ever existed. Yeah, I just don't. People just minded their own business. You probably had people that did like Annie Hall, where you just a person might have dressed it. I explained to you about the geishas. People might have dressed with a suit and stuff, and you just mind your own business. People are married, so that's not your business. Not it's new, or people had to be in a closet. Yeah. So, anyways, if someone was ever going to be like that, they would probably go out with a woman that seemed completely actually mannish. Yeah, like these chas. Yeah, they would do that, or they would go out with. They'd have an issue probably with pedophilia. Like they'd be looking for like a female that looks like a literal boy, stuff like that. Not they'd be going out with me. Yeah, that wouldn't happen unless you're Gross Jim Morrison. Right, that's a special thing. You would find that out from courting a person like that, by the way, because you might discuss whatever, like I was talking about. You discuss things, and then you go, "Yeah, no, I don't think this is going to work out. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work out." That was so some of the stuff that guy was saying. That's why I thought it was going to be funny, but he ended up being a jerk. But some of the stuff he was saying, you just go, are you serious?" Because I would have went, I don't think this is going to work out. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work out if you're serious. Yeah. I'm brand new. Stay on topic. Anyways, I'm brand new. Over tourism and keep out signs. Are they trying to stop people from driving over there or something? Or this first word that you're using for geisha in the wiki, it almost looks like a sash, like for like Miss America, doesn't it? Right, like whatever that's I don't know if that's a letter or a phrase, a concept. It looks sort of like it's not really a person, but like um maybe like clothing something in a sash. I don't know if that's supposed to be a dresser, like the bottom thing. Like maybe like posture, clothes, and a sash. Someone else would have to look at it. Obviously, if I was with my children, I would have been able to discuss it with them. I could probably ask Michael about it. I would say it's probably like uh how you dress, your poise, and a sash, like Miss America. Um, balance maybe two people balanced, and then yeah, like maybe two people balanced. Marriage and appearance, maybe marriage and appearance. What do you think? Michael probably wrote that one. Balance and what the hell am I going to do with this person who's never getting married? I'm never getting this person out of my house. I mean, they wouldn't anyway because the husband moves in with you. But I'd be cutting wood my entire life. Like, is there one that means who sets wood on fire because who freezes to death in house with daughter because there's no husband? That is so cute. I don't find it insulting at all do do this other species females find it insulting? They have to be trained how to be a wife by a man. I don't know how is that insulting. A lot of women want to be married. Yeah, I don't find that. I would say, in my opinion, that's the origin of it. It doesn't mean the entire, like it, a concept comes and then people build upon it. But in my opinion, that's how it began. It's like a joke that a father made up. Yeah. Like he's like a mime. And so he made up a joke how he's going to teach his daughters how to be wives, how to get a good husband and keep them, because he explains to them, sometimes women don't know anything about men. So if you had a good father that was funny like that, he's going to dress up like a female and explain to you how to act. Yep. And it's a joke. It's intended to be funny, right? And then the other concept is um, like boys that have like an appreciation of women. That's like the other concept with like the heels and the thing that doesn't turn and stuff, right? And then the woman gets to go like this. That's why she bobbles her head, because she doesn't have that thing on, and it has to do with maturity. When you get to the point where you don't have to wear that anymore because you're not supposed to be looking at whores. Right? It's like I think that was part of it too. Well, some of it can seem harsh, but uh, that sort of maybe that sort of teaching is already ingrained in them. Uh, it seems harsh, but if you want to have men that are not disgusting pigs, that had to be put into their brain. They had to be taught that in terms of like evolution. Even though yeah, some people sort of are like, what is this? Hopefully nobody has to. We'll find out after the other species is gone. Hopefully, no one has to be that harsh anymore, how it used to be. So, and you're mixing in stuff where you're surrounded by animals, and those animals will be controlled. Okay, so all it takes is convincing a population that it's a school for their children, for their boys, and then they want to do it. Right. That's how you get good work, how you get honor. They get a good wife, especially when it's a people that believed in stuff like this, where you buy and sell women that have um, fathers with money. So in the past, it was a good way to get these animals to be not so disgusting. As you can see, they go in social groups, they look to each other, they want to compete. So it's all sort of like suggestion for what's appropriate to do. So some people have really chipped away at a lot of work that other people did to get these things to act in any way, shape, or form that like civilized and not be just so disgusting that you have to kill them. Yeah, like I explained this constantly, like literally thinking that they can just attack females, because you have to remember that the species at its core is mentally retarded, right? So at one point in the history of the species, they were like at their top level, where it was the norm to be civilized and modest, and then it just began to go downhill, heading towards extinction. So that becomes gruesome for the other species that isn't like that. Okay, just the whole concept about liberating, like out of your binder. You're not allowed to do that. You actually don't want to do it, but you don't know it when it's happening in a mass extinction. Like this is the Passover, so it's the whole species, but in the past it would be an area. You can tell when the population, it's like rapid reproduction, because I was wondering that. And I don't know if we can use that for other species, but that was a question I had. So I think that was answered. Someone actually made a video where you can see India and China just explode in a population growth. So it's indicative of a species heading towards extinction to be doing that, because you're going, what is going on? It has to do with like realizing your mortality and stuff, and it's not registering to stop doing it. So yeah, like a panic birthing, because biologically, somehow that species knows that that's all it does in a stress is to keep, like if it was it's almost like a prelude to a mass dying off, almost like they can sense it, where they just start pushing out all these offspring to try to remain, and it's not going to be possible. So I explained that you don't have any dominant males, that you killed them all. Okay, we don't know that. Probably around the Roman time, probably. That's why you have that history left. Okay. Um, well, in terms of mimicry, like you have sort of a perception probably that you murdered all the human men when you did not. So it's entirely possible that the majority of us are currently women. That would make sense. Otherwise, you're going to end up hauled up in a room with your mother like that for your own protection. Like, just, it's not possible for anybody to have an actual father here. That I know. I mean, I'm a woman and you still took my children. So it's not possible. That's why I said if I was a man, I'd be dead or in jail, most likely dead. Okay, so people that want to have actual parents know what has to be done. So, yeah, I guess you got to take the chance, and then, right, anybody that still has any amount of humanity in their brain realizes what's going on. And you just have to trust God in terms of perceptions about worry and panic and things you weren't supposed to do. It's not about you weren't supposed to do it. It's not about that. It's about it's time for you to stop this with me. Not it's you weren't supposed to do the nuclear weapons and stuff. There's not any more that I can tell you, and so that's why I have to wait for you to die. It's like impossible. Whatever it is that's the holdup can't be true. It's got to be something really profoundly insane, and then changes every single day. I'm sure. Right. So that's yeah. I know you just go, you were supposed to do that, but you're not supposed to be doing this, right? You're not supposed to be keeping me destitute, and you're not supposed to be keeping me hostage in this thing, and intercepting all my phone calls and text messages. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. You're not supposed to be doing that. Even your other members indicated that in January of 2021 that you're not supposed to be doing it. It doesn't serve a purpose. So yeah, obviously for many of you, it's some sort of weird, can't make any sense, refusal to move on, like acceptance and move on. It's like some sort of, and clearly, like I said, for some of you, it's tragic because you failed to make connections with other people. I'm not talking about anonymous members and stuff. I'm talking about it has to be the military that's doing this. It has to be. Okay. And that some of you probably kept trying to depersonalize into anonymous members. And I explained to you how to do it, but you cannot do it. You can't even do that. And it's gotten this bad. You years and years and years. Stop doing that. Just observe me on the internet like other people. It doesn't mean that you can't comment in chats, on videos. You have to let other people do it too. You admitted that you're blocking stuff. You said Angela's leaving comments on your videos. Why can't I see them? Why would you be reporting to me in a text message that Al said something about the children? Why can't I just see that? It is. It's like, if that's not keeping a person hostage, I don't know what the hell is. Anyways, let me see what the I know it's like wicked bright sunny. After like a cloudy day, it's like, whoa. All right, let's see. We'll be able to tan soon. I hope. Yeah, don't get dismayed until after April 19th. Because yeah, just be careful because you can actually get a sunburn in March. And I don't know if that's the kind of sunburn you want, because I remember in 2022 when I took the bus out to Dedham and I was pushing that TJ Maxx shopping cart over to the library. I sat on that bench for, I don't know, 10 or 20 minutes and I got a sunburn on my face in March. Right. So, yeah, I mean, clearly, a day like today, you could probably get sun. So just, yeah, obviously, I said it before. I think there's people that make sure that she's not out in the sun, especially if she's still drinking and stuff. She could get sick. But by the summer, you couldn't go out in the sun that year. Not around here. I attempted it. I tried to sit in the back, and I would get this like a headache right here, because it was like way too much radiation. I went to Endicott Estate to try to lay down, not in a bikini, just shorts and a shirt to try to get some sun. And all of a sudden, there was all kinds of bugs, which I took as God saying not to do it. It was just something about 2022. I had to go the whole summer without getting a tan. It sucked. But last year, that's what was positive about it. And it might have been the time of day. Just walking from here to Quincy, which is what, an hour, 7 miles? It was probably about an hour and a half. Yeah, I had a pretty good tan. I would sit on like a bench, but I could only sit there. As soon as you can tell that it's feeling really hot, you have to stop doing it. Yeah, you know how back in the day you would just pour water on yourself or drink water? Don't do it. This is like massive radiation. Yeah, it's different than when we used to go to the beach and stuff. That Sarah person, oh my God. I'm pretty sure it was April. She went to the beach with her daughter and she looked like she was going to have to go to the hospital. She was so sunburned. Yeah, just because it's April, it was like 88 and you're on the coast on a beach. Yeah, so I don't think she was vomiting or anything, but yeah, that was she's blonde and fair skinned. So that was a pretty serious sunburn in April. So yeah, when stuff like this is going on, I don't like sunblock. I like umbrellas and hats and stuff, but obviously something, especially when you're fair skinned like that. She was doing it too, and I think she had a sunburn on her leg, and people didn't know what it was because they don't go out in the sun. They didn't realize what was going on. That was last summer. Yeah. So, anyways, 44. Oh, it's supposed to be 50 today. Oh, maybe it is gonna be warm. I guess I'll do my jog walks about either 11 or 11:30, and then I'm just gonna walk like I did yesterday. I'll probably stop and get some more water. Because I can take this bag. I don't have to take the big, huge bag. So, I might be all right with just that if it's going to be 50. And it's probably going to feel 50, especially at that time of the day with the sun. The bathroom again. Guess I'll start getting this stuff ready. I should probably just do like the 15 and then like I did before. Let me do the 15. I'm only gonna I think that I went 20 minutes last time the other day. So I wanna go 15 or 20 minutes. I guess I could go 15 because that's like that will seem way easier after last time. And then just I usually just roll back the time. I take like 30 I take like 30 seconds off and then push the thing back to or just a song because that Wild Wild West song is 5 minutes and 43 seconds. So then that's 20 minutes. And then just pick another song. Yeah, make it 30 minutes. But I think before I've gone like 15 minutes, just which is can be boring. Yeah. And then I take like 30 seconds, pick out another song like that Wild Wild West song, and then I do that, and then that's pretty much it. I don't do out then that'll be 20 minutes. Just depends on how I feel. Um, let's see what this is. Is this a mix of music? This is what I did yesterday, I think. What about this? This one's not in a. I like this Oh My God song, but it's not in, like, someone didn't make like a whole list of things on it. Oh, this one, what is this one might be? This is a different mixing. I guess I can try to do this one. Pause it. All right. Probably 11. As soon as I start to feel like blah, then it's time to do my dog walks. I know I'm already doing it because I'm like, that's all I have to do today. That's all that's on my schedule. But yeah, like, but I'll probably do a walk too, but we'll see because it's like so bright, sunny sky. And then I'll have plenty of water to get through the whole weekend because I don't drink that much soda. So, but if for some reason after the jog walks, I'm like, don't feel like doing anything, I don't have to. I got plenty of water for today. Got the thing tomorrow. Got to do my floor stuff and go to the thing tomorrow. And then I got nothing on Sunday. So Sunday is conceivably, if I do that walk today, Sunday is conceivably my only day off. So that because it wouldn't be till Monday that I have. Right. Monday will be the floor stuff and a walk. And then so all next week is the same as this week. And then the week after next week, oh, St. Patrick's Day. The week after next week is different. Right. For my walk, I'm supposed to do my regular walk up the hill starting on the 18th. I guess I'll just do them now. I don't really have anything. I'm just like, probably. I gotta cook chicken and beans today. And I still have my almonds and raisins. I'll do that right now. That'll give me something to do to waste time. Well, the thing was that I used the plastic bag for something else. So just yesterday, I got a plastic bag. That's why I wasn't doing this before. Wasn't it to make? Did I mix walnuts and cherries or something? I used it for something else. Well, it's pretty telling too. Like if it ends up that there's nothing wrong with any of these raisins, it came from that cabinet downstairs. There's something going on with that cabinet. It may have been cured because if it would, the cause of it was that one bag of black beans. That's pretty scary because that was like a year or two, not knowing where that was coming from because it was a bag of black beans filled with them and eggs. They had to have been hidden somewhere because they didn't come from me. Someone either decided to move them. Yeah. Let's get on this thing first. Well, it's kind of to my benefit, but it's not really fair. Like if it happened to people there once and they'll never take their raisins again, it's like all you got to do is dump them in a bowl and see if there's maggots in it. And then if there is, you just throw those ones away. It's not that big of a deal. Some people probably would. Some people would probably tell you to wash them off and eat them. But that's like I was actively eating dried figs one day and realizing that maggots were falling out of them, and I figured out which one had maggots and threw that one away and eat the rest of them. No, I wouldn't necessarily say that you've got to learn to deal with maggots in your food to enter into your life, but if you don't want preservatives in food, right, it's part of the reason you don't want stuff packaged like that. This one's good. So far, it hasn't happened in any of the ones I've kept up here, you know. The one that it happened with, I put it in that cabinet downstairs. It's the cabinet itself. But like I said, that one day, all of a sudden, I went, there's black beans? Because I know when I have black beans, it's my favorite beans. And the other thing is people started putting stuff in that drawer when it's supposed to be my drawer. There's like an insanity about all the food has to be mixed up. That's why something like that would happen. That's me. So anyways, I immediately went, there's black beans. And then I took them out and went to soak them. And the whole thing was full of maggots and maggot eggs. Clearly it had to have been like that for quite some time. And you go, black beans with maggots and maggot eggs? Yeah, that's weird. That's why I don't know if someone had that. She started putting stuff in the bottom drawer and then putting linens on top of it. Like she was hiding it. And then someone thinks I'm hiding food. Just some of the behaviors. I have to have food to eat. And I'm allowed to have my own food. I don't have to mix in my food with other people. And I'm not hiding it. Yeah. Listen, that's called hiding it. When you take food and stick it and put clothes on top of it, that's hiding it. Yeah, some people, I was wondering if at the beginning or mid of her brain disease, she was telling herself she was like doing reverse psychology and teaching me something. I don't need that. I'm never gonna believe in your beliefs. I'm a different species, number one. And it's just, I'm never going to believe in what you think is supposed to go on. Like, I'm never going to believe in sharing food. I'm never going to believe that people put everything in a pile. and then take it with their hands. I'm never going to believe that. I'm never going to believe that an adult woman can't have her own house and her own children and family separate from what she was birthed in. I'm never going to believe that. Yeah, I'm never going to believe that everybody puts all their food in the refrigerator regardless of who's eating what. I'm never going to believe that. So people just agree to disagree. And I also believe that her doing that should show people that that thought is wrong. It's part of a brain disease. But I'm not going to fight and teach and all this stuff, but just throwing that out there. If you're starting to think and speak words and do behaviors that a person did 10 years ago that's in that state, it should tell you something. Right? If you watch a person progress into a brain disease and you're starting to now talk and act like she did 8 years ago, that should tell you something. She didn't like it when Candy was trying to put food in her room too. Let you go, because she doesn't want other people touching her food. And it was like, no matter, it should have made sense that when she bought something, other people don't eat it. But it just would never register in people's brains. Right? And then she probably suspected, just like I saw, that someone was touching her food. She knew someone was doing it. Like someone literally took a cap off of mayonnaise and stuck their finger in it. People should have to expose everything they eat and drink to people that are that sick. No. Candy has the same disease, but the fact that she put food in her room was not part of it. Right? Because she was living with the person already mocking other people's food and she knew it. I had it happen to me too, so I understand it. She explained it to me that someone took a bottle of her soda out and opened it and took a sip of it and put it back. Someone did it to me with a thing of salsa water. So I know that there's at least one person in a household that was doing that. That is definitely part of mental illness, no matter what the thoughts were. And I would presume typically it's retaliation. It's like a retaliatory action. Like, do you want that clock back? Right? Stealing a piece of someone's clothing. It's part of brain disease. I don't do any of that. I don't even have thoughts like that in my head. That right. It's not really about them eating some of the food from the food pantry. It's not about that. That's why I preferred to have a snack card, because it wouldn't matter how much of the food pantry food they ate. That was the whole point of it. That satisfied them, and then I got my own food. Right? It, what the point? He was just yelling, so it's like made me lose my train of thought. I know you just. All of it. This entire thing, it's all part of explaining to people why they're definitely going to die. I know you just go, it's been 13 years of this. And I explained she's not doing that part of it anymore, but she was repeatedly sectioned for trying to starve me. So, anyway, just an absolute refusal. And it's every excuse they can conjure up. You go, now you're saying something. What am I supposed to be doing with him? 2 of them out there. What am I supposed to be doing about 2017? What am I supposed to be doing? That's why you guys are being put down. Every month, you people will come up with something. Okay? Every month. You're trying to mentally reason this when there is no reason for this other than mental insanity and cruelty. I know you just go, what the fuck? That's what they do. They won't listen to what they're told, that they are mentally insane, they're criminals, and they were supposed to give me a means to live in housing. Like, that's them reasoning now why I came up here in 2011. That's the reason. Now that she definitely has a caretaker and she's going to die, now I'm supposed to do something with him. Oh yeah, It's never ending. And then what happens after that? Do then someone becomes my caretaker somewhere that isn't even my fucking children? Clearly, that's what you beings have been doing. I don't know what did you guys just launch something or something? Yeah, because it's like, why was there all of a sudden yelling like that? But well, I'd like to go do my jog walks, but I don't want to be caught up in anything on the way down there. Just